All rise. Judge Vanderbeek Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1032, Kirby case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Ms. Kirby, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, this gentleman, Douglas Kirby, he stopped paying child support about a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Danny, he's 8 now. I want to know what is going on, and I want to know when he's gonna stop paying child support, please.
Okay. So
Welcome back to Truth Court, and buckle up because this one is messy. Today's case is between Miss Kirby, a frustrated mother who's been covering every bill for her 8-year-old son, and Mr. Douglas Kirby, her ex-husband, who hasn't paid child support in 2 years, his excuse a serious medical diagnosis that left him unable to work. But Miss Kirby isn't buying it, and she's not holding back. She claims he's faking it, dodging support, and just living off benefits while she's stuck paying $300 a month for health insurance alone. This case takes a sharp turn between heartbreak accusations and a truth that may shock you. Is Douglas truly disabled? Or is this just a well-played dodge? Let's get into it.
It's been 2 years since I haven't received anything.
okay, 2 years. Okay. And you said the child is 8?
Yes.
8 years. Okay. All right, Mr. Kirby, is there a reason why you have not paid child support in 2 years?
Correct, Your Honor. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis about 3 years ago, and over the period of 8 months, it actually got really bad, and so I have not been able to really. I'm unemployed at the moment. I have not been able to work. I do, however, I receive disability and Social Security, and I've got the paperwork here if you need to see that.
There it is. Kirby drops the bombshell. She doesn't just think Douglas is disabled, she thinks he's straight up lying. She's not talking about his illness. She's talking about his entire lifestyle. According to her, she supported him for years, pushed him to get an IT degree. And the moment he got on his feet financially, he bailed. That's not just petty, that's betrayal with a paycheck. But is she speaking facts or just furious?
He does receive Social Security and disability.
Well, first of all, I think he's lying. Second of all, he can work with minimal duties.
Well, what do you think he's lying about? You think he's lying about the disability? You think he's lying about the award letters that I'm looking at because they look like official documents from the state?
Okay, ma'am, it's like this. This guy is not good. Once we got married 9 years ago, I took care of him. Doesn't have a job. I made him to go back to college. I made him to get a degree. He's got a good job in IT. Okay, as soon as he got the job, okay, I don't want to be married anymore. Really? All right, you have a good job. Pay child support. Then, okay, he was paying $1,000 a month. Now I'm $1,000 a month short for 2 years.
Okay, I understand that, but you understand that he has a legitimate excuse for not paying anything, right? I understand it may be frustrating, but you do understand that, right?
He cannot work in IT? He cannot just push the buttons?
Well, if
not
he
like
has something from a doctor saying that he cannot work. Until he gets something that actually releases him to work or he stops receiving benefits from the state, we really can't order him to pay.
Where Judge Vonda breaks it all the way down, you can't force someone to pay what they simply don't have, no matter how bitter the history is. If Douglas is receiving disability and Social Security, his income is legally protected. That means the court can't modify the child support order unless he gets cleared to work again. Frustrating, absolutely. But in the eyes of the law, medical documentation trumps speculation.
I think what he wants to do, he just wants to stay home, sleep until noon, whatever, then go out there, play guitar, or whatever it is that he was doing before we got married. He just doesn't want any responsibilities. and I think he needs a revaluation on his medical exam.
Okay. Well, you definitely can pay for that if you want to do a reevaluation or anything like that. But he can't give you what
Cal's support, I think what he wants to do, he just wants to stay home, sleep until noon, whatever, then go out there, play guitar, or whatever it is that he was doing before we got married. He just doesn't want any responsibilities. And I think he needs a revaluation on his medical exam, okay? Well, you definitely can pay for that if you want to do a reevaluation or anything like that. But he can't give you what he does.
Give you his child support or anything like that to make him pay you any more money. I just can't do that. Not when he has a legitimate reason not to be doing it.
Can you order him to pay health insurance? Because I'm paying $300 right now for the health insurance for the child.
Is that for the child only, or is that
Yes,
for
ma'am,
you?
for the child only.
Okay, like I said, until he, gets some sort of clearance, some sort of W-2 paycheck stub that says he's making around the amount that he was making, I mean, you really can't do anything at this point.
Okay, fine. Even if though he receives less money now, but he still can pay child support out of that amount, right?
Well, he can pay, it's taken out of the lesser amount, but not from his Social Security benefit. It's not going to be taken out of that.
So there's nothing I can do about it.
Not at this point, unfortunately. Do you know when, well, you probably don't know, has the doctor said anything about you being released back to work full time or anything like that?
Nothing at the moment. It's not something I'm against. I was making good money doing IT, and she's right. She did push.
This is where Douglas gets vulnerable. He admits Miss Kirby helped him level up, pushed him back into college, supported his growth. And that hurts. He says he loves his son, even saved for college before his illness hit. But now he can't even stare at screens without his vision blurring. He's not just fighting a court case, he's fighting his own body. This moment adds a whole new layer. Is he a deadbeat or just a dad in pain?
And get my degree, and it worked out for quite a bit. I even set some money aside for college for Danny, but it's just at the moment I can't. And like I said, over 8 months it just kept getting worse. There's small signs of it getting slightly better, but it's really bad right now. I can't stare at screens. The numbers get blurred within it. At the moment, I do apologize. But it's not something I can do. I would love to. I love our son as much as you do, but I mean, right now, if we're being honest, you make decent. You make a decent amount annually.
I believe he's sincere. I believe he's being very sincere about what he's saying.
When I can contribute, if I'm cleared, I'm more than willing to do it, Your Honor.
Yeah. It's always something. It's always some kind of excuses, Your Honor.
Well, the good thing is that if and when that time comes and he's able to make even more money, right? You
Correct.
Understand that your child support can go up.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Correct.
So in the event that happens, you can get an increase, but just nothing for today. Okay. Do you have any other questions?
No.
No? Okay. Do you have
Judge Vonda rules no new support order today, not because she doesn't care, but because Douglas has a legally valid reason. But don't get it twisted. If he ever gets cleared to work again, his child support will go up fast. This case was packed with emotion, resentment, and harsh truths. Ms. Kirby feels used, Douglas feels powerless, and somewhere in the middle a kid who just needs both parents to step up. So now we ask you, who's actually in the wrong? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button if this case had you yelling at your screen, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next round of
You are
real
witnessing
Courtroom.
the Kirby case. Mom was bringing dad to court. She wanted an increase in child support. Well, what is something interesting about this case? Dad had a disability that was documented. He had proof that he was receiving some sort of Social Security as well as disability. In that case, we couldn't really honor Mom's request today until Dad brings something back to court showing where he is released from a doctor to work minimum duties, some sort of paycheck stub to reflect the amount that he would be paid off of that, or 100% not receiving any Social Security or any disability, then the court at that time will be able to honor a request of possibly increasing child